Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Bethanne. I just realized I've got that light shining. This is not a great setup. You can see my very messy desk. Don't judge. All right, so today I just wanted to do my January TBR. This is hopefully not the full list of books that I will read in January, but it's the ones that I have to read because I need to read them for various book clubs and buddy reads and things. So just right off the bat, let's see. So I will be reading 3 Jane Austen books in the month of January. I think 3, possibly only 2, but at least 2, perhaps 3. So 2 of which I already own in hard copy. So Pride and Prejudice, which I'm doing as a I guess part of a book club. So it's a group called Down Memory Jane, which is organized on Discord. So I will try to include the link to that below if anybody else wants to read. And the goal for all of 2021 is to alternate each month with a Jane Austen novel, and then the following month with a retelling of that novel. So in January we're starting with Pride and Prejudice, and in February we're doing a retelling of Pride and Prejudice, continue for 12 months. And all the books have already been selected, and I'm sorry that I'm blanking on what the February pick is for the retelling of Pride and Prejudice. But I think all of the retellings that have been chosen by the organizers are retellings by people of color. So a kind of a diverse Austen retelling. So I'm really excited for that. So again, I will link the Discord below, and I will also link the main organizers of that, whose names I am of course blanking on, down below. I feel a little bit bad about that, but I'll be talking about this throughout the year and later in the month, certainly. So if you would like to read Jane Austen and read some diverse retellings of Jane Austen, please join us. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm reading Pride and Prejudice for that. Then I'm reading Sense and Sensibility, which is a buddy read with Megan at Megan's Reading Revelations and people in her reading community. So we're also organizing through her Discord for the buddy read of Sense and Sensibility as well. And I think I'm going to try to read Persuasion as well this month. So I'll put a quick picture up for anybody who's not familiar with Persuasion. Okay, and then continuing with books that I need to read for buddy read. So I've mentioned this before, that I will be reading The Way of Kings by Sanderson, which is a buddy read with Monique Chambers. I will link her YouTube channel down below. So I'm excited to be diving into Brandon Sanderson's adult fantasy. Yeah, this will be fun. It's huge. We'll see how long it takes me. I've already started it, but I'm barely into it. Okay, and then for one of my book clubs, this is a virtual book club with some friends of mine from back east. I'm reading Off to Be the Wizard by Scott Meyer, and this sounds just hilarious and lighthearted. I know somebody in our book club has already read it, and he says it's like bust your gut funny, so I'm looking forward to it. But the basic premise: a regular guy travels back in time to King Arthur's court after hacking reality. What could possibly go wrong? Martin Banks, the main character, is just a normal guy who has made an abnormal discovery. He can manipulate reality, thanks to reality being nothing more than a computer program. With every use of this ability, Martin finds himself sinking deeper and deeper into trouble until he's forced to travel back in time to the Middle Ages and pose as a wizard, and then the trouble really starts. So yeah, like I said, this is supposed to be hilarious. I think it'll be a great way to start out the new year. And then for another virtual book club, again with a different set of friends from back east, I'm going to be reading Florida by Lauren Groff. I'm really excited about this. It sounds like it's a collection of short stories that are mostly unconnected. I think there is a recurring character who's a mother of at least some of the other characters in some of the other stories. So the stories are going to be dealing with a lot of family issues, but then they're also set strongly in Florida, and Florida is just such a cool state with such cool natural history and natural environments. And so it also sounds, at least just from the synopsis, like it's not going to be nonfiction nature writing, but it sounds like the kind of the natural setting of these stories is going to be very important in the telling of the stories. And so I'm really excited for this one. I don't read that many short story collections, and I especially don't read that many that are connected or have a recurring character. So I'll be pretty interested to see how this goes. And then the final book on the list of ones that I really need to get through during the month of January, excuse me, is World of Wonders in Praise of Fireflies, Whale Sharks, and Other Astonishments. I have it on my Kindle, so I'll share a picture here. This is part of the book club started. It's called the Book Naturalists Book Club, and it's hosted by Heidi over at My Reading Life and Doris at Aldi Books. I'll include links to their channels down below. And this is a book club that's going to run all year with a selection each month focusing on nature writing and with as much of an emphasis as possible on diverse writers. So this first selection is a collection of essays by a poet who is part Filipina and part Indian. And given that she's a poet, I'm assuming the writing will just be absolutely gorgeous. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Okay, and I think that is all of the books that I would really like to prioritize during the month of January and get through because I have commitments. I would probably, I'm sure, read one or two other books depending on how long it takes me to get through Way of Kings, which is over 1,000 pages long. So we'll see how that goes. All right, well, if you're interested in any of the books on my TBR, please let me know. If you're involved in any of the book clubs I mentioned, definitely give me a shout out so I know that you're reading those books as well. And please let me know if you want to check any of them out, the Buddy Reads or the book clubs based on the books that we've selected for January. I'm excited. It seems like a pretty good kickoff to 2021 for me. All right, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will hope to see you all in the next video. Thanks. Bye.